100.
Thanks for tuning in today on our flight. Today we're flying to Princess Juliana from Aruba, currently cruising at flight level 210 above the Caribbean Sea, experiencing some quite a strong tailwind at the moment, 27 knots at 259 degrees. So for our flight today, as I said, we're flying from Aruba to Saint Martin, Princess Juliana. Our flight number today is Aruba A319 with a cost index of 75, cruising at an altitude of flight level 310. Looking at our times, we are currently 269 nautical miles from our destination, Saint Martin, Princess Juliana, and we estimate to reach there with 3.9 tons of fuel on board. So we are currently approaching our top of descent, currently 80 nautical miles out from our top of descent. So we can start looking at our approach into Princess Juliana. So the plan is to fly the VOR Zulu runway 10 approach. So initially we fly to Dundee, but we can confirm. Yes, we fly to Dundee, Ulba, and then Debir. So we come from here, Dundee, make a turn towards Uluba, and then from Uluba to Debir, and then from Debir on to finals for runway 10. So if you look at our altitude chart, we see from Uluba we are at 1,600 feet, maintaining, and then now from Debir we begin the descent towards the runway onto finals. So that's at about 4.5 DME, 4.9 DME. So our planned ground speed or approach speed will be about 130 knots, so in between here. So we'll be targeting 750 or no 700 feet per minute descent rate from Debir, so that we can make it onto the runway. We have a decision height of 486 feet. So decision height of 486 feet. So you can enter our destination data. So here we are. So currently the weather at Princess Juliana, we have a QNH of 1015, temperature of +25, winds are 070 at 11 knots. I think this will be quite some crosswind. Our approach speed 123, and a decision height of you can have a look, 486 decision height. So 486 can go in here, 486 decision height, and I think we'll be targeting a land 3 configuration. So in that case, let me switch on the land flap 3. So I think we're set for our destination data. You are 10 Zulu approach. So you can also look at the runway. So it's runway 10. So Princess Juliana, the airport is known for its there's a beach just before the runway threshold with tourists and a fence, so that's one thing we need to be careful of, avoiding the fence as we approach the runway. So the runway length, the length should be enough, 7,000 feet. That should be enough. So we can plan on vacating via Delta or Echo, whichever comes first, and then on to the terminal. So that's runway 10, airport elevation of 14 feet. Let's see if we can find the transition altitude. So, oh, sorry, transition level. So they have a transition level of flight level 650. You can also check the VOR frequency. Papa Juliet Mike 113.0, 113.0. So you can check if it's set. Correct, it's set. Papa Juliet Mike 113.0. So that's set. So now we'll just wait for our top of descent, which is in about 40 nautical miles. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. I've also started our Discord community, and the link is in the description below. So looking at our descent checklist, at 20 nautical miles before TOD, altimeter set and push. So we've just crossed the 20 nautical mile mark from our top of descent. So I'll reduce the MCP target altitude. So altimeter is set, flight level 150, and then push. So we'll slowly begin our descent at 1000 feet per minute, and then after we catch the VNAV profile marked by the blue arrow, we'll continue to descend on profile. So the arrivals page is complete. Performance approach we've set, and speed brake half. We don't require speed brake, so for now I'll just descend. So now we are almost catching up with the profile marked by the green dot. So once that crosses, we'll now begin a descent. And there we go, descending on profile. Now as we are past Dundee, headed to Uluba. Looking at our charts, at Uluba will be at 1600 feet. So I can set that to 1600 feet. So that is set. And as we cross flight level 100, we can have the landing lights come to on. Wing lights can also come to on. Seatbelt signs can come on also. For the landing, we can have a auto brake setting of medium, as I believe medium should be enough for the runway. And there's Princess Juliana appearing. The black section is the island, and the blue is the sea. So it also seems we'll have quite some cloud cover on our approach. According to the meta, we were to expect a few clouds at 1,800 feet. Now also as we are crossing our transition level, we can switch to local QNH 1015. Can also switch off the terrain on the display, so it will be more clear for us as we begin our approach. As you can see now, we are headed to Uluba, and shortly we'll be crossing our deceleration point where we'll lose some speed and set flaps to 1. So now Uluba, then from Uluba, Debir. So now we'll level off as we lose some speed to a target of 200. So as we're now passing 230 knots, we can set flaps to 1. So flaps 1 is set. So also the plan is to disengage our autopilot after Debir, as we now begin the descent to the runway onto finals from 1,600 feet. So actually there's the island, Princess Juliana. Correction, the island is Saint Martin, and fun fact about the island, it's divided into two. There's the French side and there's the Dutch side. So Princess Juliana, the airport, is in Philipsburg, which is the capital of the French side. Correction, capital of the Dutch side. So now we turn towards the runway. Fingers crossed on the landing. And there we go. So there is the runway. So we can have our gears down. So all green. Can go an extra set of flaps. 2000. And as we cross Debir, we'll begin our descent at about 700 feet per minute. Still quite low visibility, but definitely aiming for a bar on this one. We can disengage our autopilot. Now descend towards the runway. You can go extra set of flaps. Target descent rate should be about 600 feet per minute, so that's, forgot to arm our spoilers and alert the cabin also.
1000.
So let's align ourselves with the runway. So you're coming in a little bit hot.
500 minimum.
So let's set our throttle back. Okay, looking good so far.
300. 200.
Trying to align myself with the runway. Looking good.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, retard, 5.
Thrusters are green. Now we're decelerating. 80 knots, reverses can come out. Manual braking. I think we'll have to backtrack for this one. And there's a turning pad on our right, so we can use that. Oh, that was a quick turn. So welcome to Princess Juliana. So yeah, on the approach I noticed that moved the auto throttle, auto thrust. So that's why we kept on getting alerts on our thrust, but good thing we were able to saw that quick. So we can vacate here. Actually, let's vacate further ahead, looking at our charts. Vacate further ahead. So flaps can come up. Can also have our APU master switch to on, and landing lights can also come off with the taxi lights on. And APU, our start switch can come to on. So we can set our parking brakes to on. EPU plate can come on. Taxi lights can also go to off. Now we can switch off our engines. Engine 2 off. Engine 1 off. Seatbelt signs can come also to off. Wing lights off. And beacon lights off. And finally, here we are, arrived at our destination, Princess Juliana at San Martin, stand Alpha 2. Thanks again for tuning in for our flight today, and I hope to see you next time.
One 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, retard, 5,